Star, tell us about your new product here and how the CrossFit community has embraced not just the old HyperIce or HyperVolt products, but the new one as well.
Gosh, yeah. Well, one, we were really excited to launch the HyperVolt Plus here at the Games specifically. So the whole concept around this design, it's been in the making for a really long time, is that it is for the power-seeking enthusiasts. So we're dealing with the fittest athletes in the world right here. So they wanted that extra power. And then also aesthetically, they wanted something that was all black. Matte black is very, very aesthetically pleasing to the eye for a lot of people, very trendy. So this was just, we wanted to launch it here at the Games the first day. This is our first time being an exhibitor here in Madison. So we thought this is what better place to have CrossFitters purchase here, affiliates, get them a chance to try it out. But really what's interesting is that it now gives people a range on which one they like best for them, right? Because every body is unique and different in how to use the product. It's according to how much power you need for each. So yeah, it was really exciting.
So a bigger athlete would need the more power of the Plus.
Depends, yeah, it depends. You know, not to get too sciencey, but physiologically, what's happening in the body, everyone's soft tissue is different. So how they react with that muscle soreness is going to be kind of indicative of which product they prefer more, the HyperVolt or the HyperVolt Plus. Okay. But we've been interested to see that a lot of, even some of the male CrossFit athletes are leaning more towards the regular HyperVolt. They're like, it's just too intense with the other one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we have also heat. You guys do a lot of heat stuff. So Dr. Romanov loves heat. He loves it on the back, on his knees.
Yeah.
Tell us how that's going to benefit a runner after their run. How is it going to help them recover?
Yeah, good question. So actually, not to correct you a little bit. So we started out with ice compression actually. Yes. The ice compression is really good for reducing inflammation to prevent that injury later on, or someone that maybe unfortunately is dealing with some type of chronic injury, and that inflammation is something that we have to address. But what the venom does, heat and vibration have a very good therapeutic effect on the body, which is to reduce stiffness. Okay. So what happens is that once you are post-inflamed, once you have maybe been running, the next day you're gonna feel stiff. A lot of people feel stiff or sore is what they say. What the vibration and the heat will do in conjunction on the venom back is it's going to help reduce that stiffness, to make it less painful, and then in turn help prevent injury later on. So with Dr. R, one of the things he loves the heat so much is that it doesn't require them to go into a dynamic warm-up. They're getting warm, then they can go into some type of warm-up, and then they can go and continue to train, run, whatever it may be.
We've seen Dr. R, and when we worked with you guys at the beginning, we really like the idea of the warm-up. We really like that a lot. You know, people focus on recovery. We like the warm-up. What's really cool about that is I'm stiff as a board, right? I can barely touch my toes. And I've seen people, you know, just use it on their hamstrings, use it on their lower back, and all of a sudden their, you know, tendons, ligaments, muscles are ready to go.
Absolutely.
And they have an increased range of motion. So tell us how that works and why it's so successful.
It really is, like, we always encourage people, like, they're like, well, what does it do? And I'm like, come and try it. You've noticed a physiological effect with most of our products in about 90 seconds. 30 to 90 seconds on average is what we notice. So percussion, our percussion devices, or our heat or our vibration products, all of our products, what they're doing is that it's changing the soft tissue of the body. It's putting a physiological effect, kind of like topically, let's say. So the reason why our products are so effective so quickly is, like, let's say use the HyperVolt for instance. What it's doing is it's basically like a fast forward of a deep tissue massage, right? We always recommend the athletes to get a massage treatment. We don't have access to get a massage treatment every day before you're going to train.
Exactly.
So this is kind of that quick way to help work on something that's stiff. What happens is as soon as you're stiff, you are more susceptible to getting an injury in that training. So why you guys love the warm-up so much and why we use our products is that we can expedite that warm-up. They are going to be more, range of motion being the biggest thing. If we can maximize their range of motion, not making them, like, you know, loosey-goosey, but flexibility-wise and not feel restricted, we're going to make sure they're not getting into injuries, or and also hopefully performing better is what we want.
Okay. And then you work with a lot of high-profile athletes.
Yeah.
Give me, who's like the most vocal that just loves your stuff and is, you know, using it 10 times a day? I'm just curious if you got someone off the top of your head.
Yeah, so for us, HyperIce, we've never sponsored athletes. Athletes are our biggest thought leaders, and this is kind of across the board. So I'll give you kind of like in each category, right? So one of our interesting athletes is Juju Smith-Schuster from the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Oh, okay, Juju Smith, yeah.
We signed him though for gaming. He's a big esports fan, but he uses his products in the training room, and he also uses it for his esports gaming as well. You have women like Lindsey Vonn, who's been one of our athletes for a very long time, has on again, off again injuries, but is obsessed with products. They never leave home without it. And then we're talking every single top CrossFit athlete here uses the HyperVolt daily. And specifically here in CrossFit, we really care about the physiotherapists in particular and the coaches that use it on them. That's something that we pride when we met with you in Pose Method, is that we have to work with them to educate CrossFit specifically on how to use products. So I'd say most of the people here love it.